Good evening. My name is Jennifer Carlson, and this is my video journal number 2 for 606. Imagining a situation in which I had the opportunity or had to reframe in order to find the best possible solution. So, this happens a lot in special education, and that is a student that's acting out in class, using profanity, off task, not completing work, up, moving around, distracting others, constantly out of seat, just all of the unwanted behaviors are happening. So, the initial solution that most, unfortunately, or the primary solution would be remove the student from the class, do a referral, take that kid out of the learning environment, allow the teacher to then, restructure the class, get back to instruction, provide the lesson for the other students, allow them to engage, potentially send the student home if the behavior was bad enough, give the kid the homework or assignment and send them out, here, do this on your own. Okay, that's a lot of the time what happens. So now we've removed a student from the environment, the teacher and the other students get to continue, and that child's been disciplined and removed. So let's try this from a different perspective. Same situation, students acting out. Instead of just immediately sending the student out, how about we reframe this? And we consider it, instead of what's the solution for the behavior, we then consider what's causing the behavior. So look for the antecedent. What's causing the student to behave this way, and how can we resolve those barriers? So, what if the classwork is too hard? So he's acting out because he can't access the curriculum. And so rather than feeling dumb, he acts out and becomes a class clown because everybody likes that and that's funny and he's well liked. Or if the work is too easy and he's bored. So either way, maybe we look at smaller group instruction. Maybe we provide reading for an audiobook form if the student's struggling with their reading levels. Who knows? Identifying what the area of need is and finding solutions for that, because then maybe the behaviors will change. What if the student's a medication issue and they're wearing off? Then we have a conversation with the nurse and the parents. We find out what's going on, maybe come up with an alternative time or switch the schedule so all the academic stuff is in the morning or whenever the medication is most effective. Or what about it's maybe anxiety in the classroom? Maybe they need small group instruction. Maybe they need access to breaks. Maybe we need a peer tutor. I mean, there's a ton of different reasons for why we could have the behaviors. But instead of treating the behavior, like providing a consequence for the behavior, we instead treat the reason for the behavior. So that was a situation that I sort of deal with pretty regularly. And then finally, what are some areas for constructive alternatives to a problem? And I came up with 3. Number 1 is rethink the problem. Instead of asking what's the discipline or the solution to the student's behavior, maybe we talk about what outcome was the student trying to receive. Were they trying to get attention? Were they trying to be sent home? Let's find out what the student's seeking and try and find alternative ways to meet that. The second one was think about all the ways things could go wrong. We spend all of our time coming up with the right answer or good ideas, but we never think about the bad ones, because sometimes we learn the best from the mistakes we make. So instead of making the mistakes, how about we talk about all of the things that could go wrong and maybe, universal learning design, start at the end and move backwards and see what works best there. And then finally, one of the other things that I always think about is get rid of the preconceived ideas, assumptions. So and so is so. This kid is the younger brother of this other kid that was just a pain. So now we automatically don't like him, or we know he came from foster care and he's been, sort of sent all over the place and he gets in trouble all the time, or he got in trouble in middle school, so he's automatically going to be a problem here. We've got to get rid of the preconceived notion of what we expect or assume, so that we can start to make decisions specifically based on each individual behavior or scenario and not assume everything. Anyway, those were my ideas. Thanks.